Good morning, everybody out there. It is Sunday morning. It is a very nice Sunday morning here in Florida, specifically here in O-Town in Orlando. I know that a lot of us could use the rain. I know we are in the middle of a drought right now. It's pretty terrible if you live in this area. A lot of plants and stuff are dying, all that stuff. First things first, I want to go ahead and wish everyone out there. I don't think I have really any mothers that watch this channel or anything like that. But if you are a mom, or if you're a single father, or anything like that, happy Mother's Day out there. Wishing you all a happy Mother's Day to you and to all your loved ones. Enjoy it. Have fun. Eat lots of food. Get lots of gifts and all that good stuff. So, I hope everybody's doing well. Gonna do some questions. It's Sunday morning. It's 8:46 right now a.m. And yeah, just taking some questions and hearing you guys out before people get on their way to do church and mom stuff and all that stuff. I am an atheist, so church is not for me today. But yeah. Let's see what we got. We got some questions. Baba Booey, Mr. Jax PK. Question: Thoughts on DC Rebirth so far? What have you been enjoying from it? By Kenneth Crowley Jr. Obviously, I've been enjoying the Superman stuff. The little bit that I've read, I started reading a lot of DC Rebirth stuff just to get kind of a feel of it, see what I like, see what I don't like. You know, I tend to do that once we get like a line-wide reboot and things like that. Based on the little that I have read, I do enjoy the Superman titles are good. Flash is good. Tom King's Batman, I answer this like every week, is from the little bit that I've read was okay. I think the main detractor was that it was coming off of Scott Snyder's Batman, which was a look. You're gonna have your haters out there that are gonna say it's not that good, but I think Scott Snyder's Batman, it was a career-defining work. It's one of the most. I think it's one of the best Batman runs we've had in a very long while. And I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I actually like it more than Grant Morrison's run, even though in many ways Grant Morrison kind of set the stage for Scott Snyder. Some people have said that Scott Snyder's Batman run is Grant Morrison light, and I do kind of see that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do kind of see where the connections are. Any other titles that I enjoy? You know, surprisingly, I heard Deathstroke is good. It's actually up for an Eisner Award. That really surprised me. I did not expect to see when the Eisner list came out, I did not expect to see Deathstroke's name on there. And, you know, apparently it's a really good book. So I have to check that out, and I'm excited actually. Deathstroke is a character that I've always been fascinated by, but I've never heard of anybody giving like a defining run of Deathstroke. So apparently this is really good, and I need to check it out. Is American Vampire over yet? Should I read it? By Jax PK. American Vampire, I believe, is on a bit of a hiatus right now. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. I know they started Second Cycle, which was actually not that strong. Second Cycle was probably the weakest of the American Vampire books. You could tell that Scott Snyder at the time when he started Second Cycle probably took like about a year and a half off, and you could tell that he maybe just wasn't feeling it, or maybe it was like, you know, it just wasn't up to snuff of the earlier stuff. Let's see some other questions in here. Is the Batman Justice League Rebirth good? I'm assuming you're talking about the one with the Lobo and stuff. I haven't read that. That's JLA Rebirth. Oh, I haven't read JLA Rebirth. You get to go. Oh, Wyatt Stonehouse. You get to go to your first con this Friday. Congratulations, man. I hope you enjoy it. I remember going to my first con. It was really fun. It was really exciting, and I got the bug pretty badly. Since then, I've gone to the same con like repeatedly every year. But it helps when the con that you go to is like the biggest con in the southern area. It's absolutely massive. Megacon has just blown up to enormous proportions. It's crazy how big Megacon has gotten, and how unwieldy and at times really nutty. Which, speaking of, if you are in the Orlando area, please hit me up. Send me a message because Gabe and I will be doing a Megacon meetup. So far, we are expecting at least 7, 8 people. So it'll be Gabe, Tyler from Super Squad D, and I will be doing a Megacon meetup, and we are meeting at the Hyatt Hotel next to the convention center. There's details. Just email me or hit me up with a message, and I will get back to you on the information and the details on that. We're looking forward to meeting everybody there. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be the biggest Omni Bros meetup that I think we've had. We're looking at about 7 to 10 people meetup, so it's going to be good. We're going to get drinks, we're going to get food, and just enjoy. Hey, Lewis, did you get Absolute Preacher Volume 2? Should we expect a review? I have not. And the reason I didn't get Absolute Preacher Volume 2 is because I took a hit recently on Patreon. I've always told you guys, Patreon is the way that I'm able to do this. Patreon is the way that I can afford books. I work on a teacher's salary. I have student loans, and teachers don't make shit. We don't make that much money. That's just a fact of life. But one of my biggest patrons, he was at the 150. He gave me $150 every single month, which extremely generous. Thank you so much for that, sir. If you are still watching, he could not afford to keep doing it, and understandably so, and he backed out. So because of that, I took a huge hit on Patreon, and I'm just not able to afford as much as I used to be. So that's what happens. That's just how it works, folks. If you want to see more content, and if you want, for me to be able to buy more of these pricey books on time, I need Patreon. So I know people don't like hearing about that. And they're like, oh, fuck you. You have Patreon, sell some of your shit and stuff like that. That's just not how the real life works, pal. Hello there. Who do you want to see in Injustice 2 by LG? Who would I like to see in Injustice 2? Mr. Mrs. Pitalik. I think that's how you say it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Who else could be? Who else? Ooh, I think a Talon would be pretty cool. If we get a Talon from Court of Owls, I think that would be really cool, which I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't announced that yet. We know we're getting Starfire as a DLC character. There's 2 other characters that were already revealed. Red Hood, Starfire, and I forgot what the other one is. They're going to be in the first DLC pack, but it's going to be a total of 9 other characters that have yet to be revealed. I am looking forward to Injustice. I can't wait. It's going to trade in some stuff. Going to pick it up on Tuesday. Who knows? I might do a little Twitch live stream and all that good stuff. Is The Boys by Garth Ennis good? That is one of the few Garth Ennis books I have not read. However, I have heard extremely great things by fans. I've heard it's really, really good. But I've also heard he likes to take the piss out of regular comics. This is a good question. Nathaniel Owens. Before I get to that, Michael Jorgensen. Hi, man. How's it going? Nathaniel Owens. Annihilation or Annihilation Conquest? Annihilation or Annihilation Conquest. I am going to go with... You know what? I actually liked Annihilation a little bit more. I know Annihilation Conquest... No, I'm going to go with Annihilation a little bit. Simply because Annihilation has that really badass moment with Richard Rider versus Annihilus where he just reaches into Annihilus's throat and just rips it. Oh my god, that was so badass. I personally prefer Annihilation. I know there's a lot of fans out there that they love Annihilation Conquest. I didn't hate Conquest. I actually really loved it. It was a very solid follow-up to Annihilation. Annihilation for me was just so fucking good. It was just so good. And it also in many ways set the stage for what would become like the next, I think, 5 years of Marvel Cosmic events. Think fast. Any recommendations for today? Anything for today? Sheriff of Babylon Volume 2, the new Abe Sapien volume is good. Basically, I'm just going to go off the list of stuff that I've been really enjoying. The Legion Omnibus is really good. I'm about 3 issues into that, and I've been enjoying the hell out of that. Berserk, if you're into manga. Pluto, once again, another manga recommendation. 20th Century Boys, which I sold off my volumes of 20th Century Boys. And I really want to reread that series again, so I might just look up ways to pick it up and read it again because I love 20th Century Boys. Was Sub-Zero revealed? I didn't know that. Have you read or reread any of the Star Wars comics from Marvel? My favorite is the main Star Wars comic and Star Wars. Poe Dameron have the first volume in trade. I read the first hardcover of Darth Vader. I didn't love it initially when I first read it. I have since reread it and I enjoyed it a lot more. It's really good stuff. It's really good. Luke Wiseman, is Planet Hulk good? Well, Luke, you are in fact really lucky because my review for Planet Hulk for non-patrons will go up tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or Tuesday. It's done. I'm editing it. Patrons will get that review tonight. Everybody else will get it either tomorrow or Wednesday. Getting the Spider Omni this week. Matt, I can't afford it. I've got Megacon. I can't afford it. I'm planning to get that like in 2 or 3 weeks simply because, like I said, I took a hit on Patreon and I've got Megacon in like 2 weeks. And on top of that, I just had to spend $400 to patch up my dog who got into some garbage the other day. Had to take him to the vet. So there was that. And then I had to spend $400 more like a month ago to fix my car. It's just been a slew of just constant stuff happening in my life, man. It's honestly the past, I would say, like 8 months have kind of sucked for a lot of different reasons. I'm gonna be just upfront and honest with you. Back in November, as some of you may know, we were expecting a child. We ended up having a miscarriage, so there was that. That hit us hard, emotionally and in many ways. You know, you got to pay bills, you got to do certain things. That hit us in a really tight spot. There were a lot of people, though, that reached out to me. There were a lot of people that, when they found out about it, they were just incredibly. One of them is Jess Bragg, who I will always consider that man a friend. He was really there for me, and he was really. He was very, yeah. And in a very tough spot, that man really stepped up and he helped us out in ways that I'm not going to really get into here, but he really did. I owe that man a lot. Obviously the other Omni Bros were there that knew about it, you know, the ones that were on the show. They really helped me out. Then after that, my girl's father ended up having a heart attack. And then after that, I got into a car accident that wrecked a huge chunk of the side of my car, so we had to pay for that. And now we just had to pay for my dog getting fixed. So it's been a whole bunch of shit. It's been a real bunch of shit. Oh, and to top it off, my mom and my stepfather ended up in the hospital at the same time. So it's been like a whole consecutive just amount of shit piling up over the past like 8 months that we just got hit with just constantly. So it's been a rough 8 months, but summer's coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. Things will probably go a lot smoother. So yeah, I just can't afford the Spidey omnibus this week, especially with the hit that we took with the dog, like last week. So, oh well, things happen. You know, that's life. But Megacon's coming up. I'm looking forward to that. What is my favorite old comic book? I love the classic Fantastic Four stuff. Love the classic Fantastic Four stuff, man. That stuff is just so good. The classic Fantastic Four is just so much fun, and you see Jack Kirby's inspiration. You see the art. You see, you know, I guess you could say Stan Lee's writing. He was more of, hey, here's a plot. I'll just fill in a few balloons and stuff like that. It was more Jack Kirby than anything else. That could be argued by a lot of fans and things like that. But it was definitely the Fantastic Four. I love those classic issues. They were so much fun and so good. Hannah's 59. I'm just getting into comics, having loved the characters for a long time, and I'm going to pick up a range of paperbacks. Is that the smart way to start? Yes. Yes, in fact. I always tell people, look, start picking up a few trades, you know, some $10 trades. Image is really good about this. The first trades for Image are usually about $10. And you're getting 5 issues in it. You know, try some stuff out, broaden your horizons. Just pick up books and read stuff that you want to read or read about a character you want to read. That is the easiest way to start. There's a lot of lists out there that tell you, hey, you know, this is where I can start with this character, this is where I should start with this character, and all this other stuff. I have a video on my channel if you're interested on Daredevil. It's a few years old that I really do need to update because it was really piss poor quality and I made some mistakes on it. About Daredevil, that's a good real place to start if you want to get into Daredevil. Obviously, there's tons of Superman stories, tons of Batman stories, and things like that that you can pick up and you'll be able to enjoy. But that's the best way to start reading comics. Just pick up a trade of a character that you like. Chances are it might not be good, and chances are if you luck out, it'll be really good. You know, you'll eventually develop kind of a palette for what you think is good and what isn't. Recently been more into reading digital, and now I don't know what to do with my books. I'm telling you, I've been on the same way because, like I said, a lot of people have been asking. I read a comment the other day saying, "Hey, it looks like you're selling off a lot of your books and stuff like that," and it's true, I am. Simply because one, I'm not burned out. It's just a matter of convenience. We are planning things. We are making moves for our lives, my girlfriend and I, and the inconvenience of having to move all this stuff every year to a new place and things. It's just not as well and it's not really convenient for where we are in our lives. So that is why I'm kind of transitioning a little bit more into digital. I see Matt Miranda is in the chat right now, and he was somebody that I was talking to I was talking to about this the other day, where we were talking about digital comics, and he's like, yeah, I sold off a huge amount of my physical stuff, and I'm going not exclusively digital, but a huge amount of my stuff is going digital. And I get that. I totally get that. Because I'm in the same boat as well. I just don't see the need for me having like huge like shelves full of stuff anymore. But with that said, this channel isn't going anywhere, and I'm obviously going to keep doing the reviews. I'm obviously going to keep doing things like that. Obviously, I won't be able to buy as much as I was a few months ago because, like I said, I took that hit on Patreon. But I still plan to do there, and my back catalog is huge. I still have a whole bunch of shit that I can still review, so I'm still gonna be doing reviews and things like that. That's not going anywhere, and they're gonna be obviously hardcovers and trades and things like that. Have I read the Kick-Ass series? I read the first one. I read the first one. It was good. It was really fucking good. I liked it a lot at the time. The second one I couldn't get into, and I believe there's a Kick-Ass 3 if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't bother reading it. If I've had a really bad day, I watch your videos to cheer me up. What do you do when you have a bad day to feel better? By Nathaniel Owen. That is a good question. Usually I get some Chinese food and I watch some old classic either blaxploitation films or like some old like Dolomite episodes, something like that, or I watch just something really funny. And that's something that when I was going through therapy, my therapist would always say, hey, you know, if you're ever feeling down or something like that, just get out, get some fresh air, watch something funny. It'll help you kind of cheer you up a little bit. It works sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't. Am I seeing Alien Covenant next week by Matt Miranda? Yes, I am extremely fucking hyped for Alien Covenant. I know the reviews have been kind of they've been a little bit mixed, but I am super fucking excited to see Alien Covenant. Ridley Scott returning back to his roots again. Yeah, I know Prometheus wasn't exactly what everybody loved. I firmly dug Prometheus. I dug the hell out of that film. It's got its problems, obviously, but I still think overall it's a hell of a fun movie, and it's a really, really good kind of spiritual alien film. So I will defend Prometheus on its merits. It was a fun movie, and you know, I liked it a lot. When I order my in-stock trades order each month, I pick them by group or character. Do you do the same, hardcover? I'm not entirely sure. What do you mean by that? I apologize. When I order my in-stock trades orders each month, I pick them by group or character. So you order one chunk each month, and let's say if there's like 4 Batman trades, you pick up every single Batman trade. I don't do that. If that's how you go about your order, my order is mostly I look at what's coming out and I look at my budget and I go, okay, I can afford this. I can't afford this. So there's that. Am I still following Saga? I have dropped off the Saga bandwagon. I plan to eventually catch back up with it. I've been known for saying that I think the second half of Saga has just been a slog. I don't think it's been that good, and I think Vaughn is kind of just spinning his wheels a little bit. Maybe it's a case where he bit off more than he could chew, where he has a set beginning and he has an ending, and he was kind of going for a while, and now he's in the middle of it, and he's like, well, shit. I need to get from point A to point B to point C, but I'm not entirely sure how point B all works together. At least that's the general feel of what I'm getting. It seems like it's kind of meandering, for me at least. Sandman, best to get in trades or go straight for the absolutes. I'm going to be completely honest. I adore Sandman. It's hands down one of my favorite series of all time. But Sandman is a dense read. It's brilliant. It's existential. There are a number of words that I could use to describe Sandman, but it's very dense, and it might not be for you. Also, there is an overarching story, but Dream, the main character of Sandman, is only in it about a third of the time, half of the time at best. It's more along the lines of how Dream interacts with people and their interactions with the concept of dreams and things like that. It's a brilliant series, don't get me wrong, but I would say pick up the first 2 trades and see if it's for you. I always tell people if you want to get into Sandman, you can read any trade. It doesn't matter with the exception of the last one. The last one is the one that you want to read, obviously, last. But I always tell people, read Dollhouse. Read the Dollhouse trade paperback. See if it's for you, because that's actually a really good palate cleanser. I think that's volume 2. Then go back and read volume 1. Because if you like Dollhouse, then you will like Sandman. You will like the rest of the story. Just like I said, don't go into it expecting, well, where the fuck is Dream? Because he's not in it that much. Alien Covenant fucks up the Alien movies. Oh, don't say that. Ah, damn it. Oh, I was looking forward to that. You find any of those Overwatch pops? No. In fact, I'm actually planning to head out to Best Buy because I'm going to do some trade-ins and stuff like that, and I'm going to pick up some digital codes to put an order down for Injustice. But I'm going to look there and see if I can find anything. Have you seen the documentary Batman and Bill on Hulu about the creators of Batman Bill? I have not. I want to see it. Funny enough, PBS had a documentary, at least no, it was a History Channel, had a documentary like a week ago called Superheroes Decoded. I was able to find it online because I don't have cable and I'm not paying for just the History Channel, but it was a really good documentary. Granted, it covered stuff that other documentaries have covered. It was really nothing new. It's stuff that if you've been, look, if you've been in this as long as I have, you've heard, almost all the stories from Timely to Marvel, DC Comics starting out, the Bill Fingers, the Bob Kane, all that stuff. You've heard all the stories, and really nothing surprising came out of it, but it was still a really fun and solid documentary that I recommend you guys check out. Daredevil was one of the characters I considered. TV series, but I didn't actually plan on getting anything out of it or Infinity Gauntlet. Whoa, okay, this jumped quick. Dude, the new Blade Runner trailer looks good. Me and Jess are going to be talking about that. I don't think I'll be able to do the news show tonight because Mother's Day. But I will be doing it most definitely tomorrow. I'm not sold on the Blade Runner trailer, and I'll explain why in a minute. I don't hate the trailer. I should probably preface that. My thing is, and they've done this actually to Villeneuve's films before. They did it with Sicario and they did it with Prisoners. Blade Runner is more of a quiet, thoughtful film. Yes, there are certain little action moments here and there to Blade Runner, but it's not a bombastic explosion, go just nuts off the wall type film. That is not what Blade Runner is. And that's what concerns me. The trailer made it look like it was a sci-fi action film, Blade Runner, the first time I saw Blade Runner, I fell asleep because Blade Runner it wasn't what I was expecting. It's not a fast-paced film. I love Blade Runner, having since watched it like 8 times. I adore the film. It's one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. But this trailer, it doesn't have me convinced all the way. It's very action heavy, and that's what concerns me. That the fact that it's so like bam, there's explosions all over the place and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I know they've done this to Villeneuve's film. Arrival was marketed as like an alien invasion movie, which it was not that. Prisoners was like marketed as like Hugh Jackman hunting down this killer, this kidnapper for his daughters. It really, to a certain extent, it kind of was that, but it wasn't. It wasn't what it was marketed. And Sicario was marketed as like this all-out war movie, and there really wasn't that much. There were action scenes in Sicario, but it wasn't like this, you know, small group of ragtag guys fighting across Mexico or something. That wasn't what the film was about. It just wasn't. So I'm hoping that's what this is, again, a case of, where they're taking Villeneuve's stuff and the trailer department is like, well, fuck, how can we market this movie that's a bit slow paced and we want to get butts and seats, so what can we do? So I'm hoping that's not what this is, but we shall see. I'm also glad that Leto toned down that Joker shit for this trailer. You know? Ugh, God. Favorite currently working comic book artist? That's easy. Well, Mike Mignola, does he count? Because he hasn't been drawing, but he is working. So I'm going to go with Mike Mignola. I'm going to cheat on that one. Alien Covenant is basically 70% aliens and 30% alien. Quite a bit of backstory as well. I'm actually okay with that. I love aliens. I prefer the original Alien, but I love aliens, so I'm actually okay with that. Who is my favorite TMA MNT? Raphael. He's definitely the one I think with the most depth. I love Brian K. Vaughan, but he got too much Eisner love this year, and King got robbed. Oh, fuck yeah, King got robbed. What the fuck? Oh my god, don't get me started. Oh man, I was so pissed off, man. Oh, I was so fucking mad. King got fucking robbed, man. No love for like Vision. There were so many series that King put out, and really, goddamn, like, what was that? What was that really not that great series that King put out? We Stand on Guard. We Stand on Guard was nominated for an Eisner, but King's Vision was not nominated for an Eisner. King's Omega Men was not nominated for an. What the fuck? Oh, I was so mad. Oh, and to me, the biggest slap on the face, and actually Riley pointed out why it probably wasn't that it wasn't nominated, was there was no love for the Flintstones. The Flintstones! I know a lot of you out there probably think, what the fuck is this problem with the Flintstones is hands down the most brilliant comic that's being published today. Bar none. There is not a single comic, and I would put money on it, that is as brilliant as what's going on in the Flintstones book right now. Fucking amazing stuff. From the art to the storytelling to the political satire, incredibly well written, and it got no love from the Eisners this year. It got completely snubbed. Meanwhile, Brian K. Vaughan has got like 50 fucking awards from the Eisners already, and he's being nominated like 10 times again. I don't know why. I think Vaughan has been on a downward slump for the past year. Oh, God, that annoyed me so much. I was looking at that list, and I was like, really? Vaughan again? Oh, God. Obviously, I'm not ever probably going to get Vaughn on the Omni Bros Live podcast. I have a special request. Promise me that you guys will do an Omni Bros episode about Invincible. It's on its last 12 issues now. Please. Actually, we probably could do an Omni Bros Live on Invincible. I've read up to like the first 101 issues, so I'm behind, but obviously I could still talk about it. as I've read such a huge chunk about it. Wait, Covenant came out already? I didn't know it came out outside of the U.S. Oh. Best way to read Green Lantern: get the Jeff Johns omnis or read the trades. Just get the omnibuses. Johns' Green Lantern is the defining run of the character. What's my favorite Deadpool book? I'm not big on Deadpool, just being completely honest. I do enjoy the Pro Saiyan run is fun. I have never read Batman from Carla the Strange, but a comic I enjoyed had a reference on the Court of Owls. Is the story worth picking up? Oh, hell yeah. Court of Owls is fucking fun. Court of Owls is great. You could get the first trade for pretty cheap too. I absolutely recommend it as a great place to start with a character. It's the New 52 stuff, so you really don't have to worry about continuity. You'll be perfectly fine. It's in the new continuity of the New 52 and all that other stuff. You don't need to worry about the backstory. You just jump right in. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo work magic. Just absolute magic. I'm meeting them at Megacon in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to have them sign my absolute Court of Owls, so I'm super excited about that. Did We Stand on Guard get nominated, or did Vaughn get nominated for Best Writer, or both? I believe Vaughn is nominated, if I'm not mistaken, for We Stand on Guard for limited series, which is a fucking travesty. Because even though Flintstone, I think the only reason Flintstones didn't get nominated is because it's not done yet. But if Flintstones was nominated, if Flintstones had finished up last year, I guarantee you would make it to that limited series list, and it would trounce anything else that's on there. I expect that to win big next year. Let's take a look at some of the. Let's take a look at the Vaughn love this year for the Eisners and see what he's nominated for. Best Deadpool equals Uncanny X-Force. I would agree with that. Do you think they'll print the digital Overwatch comics in a nice book? And what's your favorite Overwatch character? Ooh, good question. I like this one. Do I think they will? I think it's a matter of time. Blizzard loves money. Who doesn't love money, right? I think it's just a matter of time. Come on. Where is that stupid list? It's a matter of time. My favorite Overwatch character would probably be Genji, or I believe Zenthia is how you pronounce his name. I love being that healer. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what Vaughn's nominated for. Oops, spelled that wrong. Sorry about that. Okay, Vaughn is nominated for Best Continuing Series. Oh, he's got 2 on there. Oh, look at that. Paper Girls and Saga. Look at that. Oh, I'm going to eat my words, actually. Vision was nominated. So I'm coming off as a jackass, and I made a mistake. I apologize for that. For Best Limited Series, so Vision's going to get that. That's a given. Let's see. What else? Vaughn has 2 in Best Continuing Series for Saga and Paper Girls. I don't get it. I don't see the love, but all right. When East of West should have easily been put on that list for Best Continuing Series, because East of West had a hell of a second year. Let's see. I'm looking onto it. What else did Vaughn get? I think there's something else. I'm getting the collection, Jellyfish, Barnaby. Oh, Best Writer, Vaughn is on the list for Paper Girls and Saga. I don't get why. Best Cover Artist, Mike Del Mundo for Vision, absolutely deserves it. Best Lettering. So yeah, Vaughn is up for like 3 awards. What I don't get why Vaughn is up twice for Best Writer. Obviously, I haven't read Paper Girl, so I can't comment on that. But there are so many great titles this year that I'm like, oh my god. Right? East of West not being nominated for Best Continuing Series. I was like, what the fuck? Lazarus. Lazarus getting no goddamn love after having a fucking amazing second year over Saga. I would put Lazarus's writing and East of West writing head over heels above the second year of Saga. Are you going to be getting Injustice 2? Yes, I am. Was Vision nominated for Best Limited Series? If not, that is bullshit. Yeah, Vision did get the nom. You think they will bring another Capullo Absolute, Snyder Absolute? I'm honestly surprised that hasn't happened. I'm surprised we haven't gotten some for Zero Year, for Death of the Family, and for Endgame. I think it's just a matter of time before they get all that stuff sorted out and they'll have absolute editions for all that stuff. It lends itself perfectly because it's only like 12-issue arcs. You stick it in an absolute, it's going to sell. Plus, I love Capullo's art in oversized format. The Absolute Court of Owls is gorgeous. I believe his Stray Bullets is not nominated. I need to look at that. No love for Descender or Black Science. I know. Yeah. Descender, I read the first like 8 issues of Descender. It was really good. I can't wait for the hardcover of that to come out. I'm planning to pick that up. What's the best single volume you recommend? Flintstones. That's probably not the answer you wanted me to say, but Flintstones is the best single volume that I could recommend right now. I absolutely love it. Flintstones is great. Like I said before, I've been praising it a lot on this stream. Probably the most brilliant book on the stands. I Kill Giants is fantastic. If you're dealing with like certain issues and things like that, I love I Kill Giants. It's a beautifully well done story. It's only like 5-6 issues long, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Day Tripper is another one that I always recommend to people. It's fantastic as well. It's moving, it's gripping. It's a story that as I get older, it just gets more and more relevant to me. Does Sheriff of Babylon finish in volume 2? No, King has said that they'll be back next year for another volume of Sheriff of Babylon. My question is how late in the next year, because Mitch Gerards and Tom King have just announced that they will be doing Mr. Miracle, and that is the team that does Sheriff of Babylon. I am hyped as hell for Mr. Miracle, so that's going to be fun. I mean, Tom King tackling Fourth World, it's going to be great. Punk Rock Jesus is good. Yeah, Punk Rock Jesus is really good. I've read the Jamie Delano Hellblazer stuff, and I've read some of the Garth Ennis stuff, and I really dug it. It's good stuff. Am I getting Injustice 2 Ultimate Edition? I'm getting Injustice 2. I may be doing a Twitch live stream of it. I don't have a Twitch camera or anything like that, so it'd just be my voice, but I may be doing something like that. The release date of it, I haven't decided yet. Did I hear about the Dread TV series? Yes, that's something Jess and I will cover in the news. Some of the topics that we're planning on covering either today or tomorrow are going to be the obviously Hellboy being announced as a film. They're rebooting it. It's getting an R rating. The actor that has come out and said he will be playing Hellboy. The Judge Dredd TV series. A whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to be talking about. Oh, yeah, I really want to read Roughneck. That's something that I'm looking forward to reading as well. So I will be on for probably another 5 minutes, guys. Then I got stuff to do. I'm a busy man. Got work to do. Got to edit that Hulk review. Roughneck was great. Very quick read. I really need to sit down and order that and read it. Did you read Satellite Sam? Just got the deluxe edition, but never read it. I have not. Matt Fraction is a writer that is really hot and cold with me. More cold than hot. I love the first few issues of Sex Criminals. I thought it was brilliant. And then it just went nowhere for me. And it's been on a delay for so. I'm just wondering how the fuck Matt Fraction is paying his bills. That's what I'm curious, because what does he have right now that's ongoing? Does he have anything? He's got Casanova, and that's it, right? And Odyssey, that wrapped up. I'm wondering how that man is fucking paying off anything at this point, because he hasn't really been writing anything that's like blown anybody away lately. And his wife Kelly Sue DeConnick, who's also a writer, I personally think she's mediocre at best in writing. She has never written anything that's blown me away. Yeah, she's got her loyal following with Bitch Planet and things like that, but I'm just curious how they're paying their bills. That's all, because a lot of the stuff they're putting out is just, it's not exactly lighting the world on fire. Yeah, Sex Criminals, but Sex Criminals has been on hiatus, hasn't it? They're only up to like, I think, issue 16. And I mean, I don't, Chip Zdarsky, his star is rising. Chip Zdarsky is blowing up. So I don't know if he's gonna even have enough time to draw Sex Criminals anymore, because he's writing Spider-Man. He's gonna have a Spider-Man ongoing book, and he had a Jughead book. Do I need to know stuff before I read Omega Men? No, you don't. All you need to know is that Kyle Rayner's in it. It's almost an indie book, to be honest with you. You really don't need to know anything about it. All you need to know is the only really well-known DC character, if I remember correctly from reading that, which I really need to reread Omega Men, is Kyle Rayner. After that, you don't really need to know anything else. You can jump into Omega Men and you'll be perfectly fine. It's a great self-contained story. It's fucking great. God damn, I love Omega Men. That was so good. I'm a bit cranky this morning. I started a new diet where it's really no carbs for the morning. I could have a little bit of carbs in the afternoon, so my body enters ketosis early on in the morning, and it fucking sucks. Like, I've got a headache right now, and it's because I'm used to having like eggs and a little bit of toast in the morning, to start my day off, and god damn, it fucking sucks right now. Ugh. Putting your body through it, like, it's just jumping right into it. It's like shock. I'm like, god. It was the diet that I was on last year when I was doing jiu-jitsu a lot. I'm just starting to get back into jiu-jitsu again, mainly because I just needed it. After the shit that we've been through the past few months, I needed a stress reliever, so I went back into jiu-jitsu heavily. And I'm like, oh my god, I slowed down a lot. That's what happens when you take a few months off. So getting back into the swing of things sucks. But once you get into it, you're fine. It's just getting back on that bike. Big panels in Roughneck. I really want to read Roughneck. I might put an order for that sometime this week. I did get paid, so maybe I could get something. Kelly Sue's Pretty Deadly is good. Okay, I read the first. God damn, like 3 dislikes already. Shit, that came out of nowhere. It was like 1, then jumped to 3. Somebody really fucking hates me, I think. Kelly Sue's Pretty Deadly is good. It is good. The art is beautiful. Emma Rios' art is fantastic. I read the first volume. I didn't know what the fuck I was reading, so I dropped it. It was really hard for me to make sense of that. Oh my god. What else? Cheers. Thanks, Stuart. Henki. Oh my god, I finally made it to another stream after like 2 months. Okay, Henki, because of you, I was gonna end this right now, but because of you, I will give you another 5 minutes. Just because of Henki. I'll give you some love, man, because it's been a few months. I'll give you another 5 minutes of live stream. Yeah, there are people out there that love Fraction. That's awesome. He's always been hot and cold with me though. He's never been a writer where I've read something outside of his Iron Fist work, and it could be argued that his Iron Fist work was the product of also him working with Ed Brubaker, because Brubaker was also working on that as well. Um, but yeah, his Hawkeye was good. No. Okay, I'll take it back. Fraction's Hawkeye was really good. And in a lot of ways, we owe a lot of titles that are coming out today to Fraction's Hawkeye. Because he was kind of one of the first ones that said, let's take this character, it's kind of a side character, and let's, focus in on him. Let's write kind of a quirky story. And then because of that, we started getting more titles like that. I would argue we started getting books like Superior Foes of Spider-Man, things like that, which is, I love Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Ooh, I need to do a review of that. Am I still reading Full Metal the manga? I've read it already. I've read it already. Okay, I am fully convinced that it's somebody that I have pissed off. I really am fully convinced that it's somebody that I have pissed off that is giving me all these dislikes. I really am fully convinced because it's been like boom, 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 like one after another. I think it's just like one person that has probably got an axe to grind with me and has made multiple accounts and has just hit the dislike button a whole bunch of times. I'm almost 100% convinced. Which really, I don't give a shit. Like, to be honest, I kind of find it more funny than anything else because the dislikes don't pay my bills. Patreon does. So it doesn't really affect me in the grand scheme of things. Lemire's Hawkeye. I haven't read it. I've heard good things. I think Brian K. Vaughn is disliking you. I think Vaughn is disliking me. I think that's what it is. When you guys talk about Vision, do you talk about Marvel's Vision? Yes. Vision is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I gave it the perfect award, which I forgot which book was it that I gave. I started off the perfect. I think it was Paul Dini's Batman Dark Knight story that I gave the first perfect award to that I thought was fantastic. It was either that or it was Omega Men. And that's when I first introduced that. Have you watched Rick and Morty? That show is gold. No, I haven't, but I saw the clip where it ties into Alien Covenant and I fucking died laughing because I believe the character is the scientist. I believe Rick is the scientist. I haven't seen the show, so don't quote me on it. But he gets a face hugger attached to him, and the face hugger instantly dies on the floor because he has so many drugs and so much alcohol in his body that it toxics the face hugger and it dies right there. I died, man. Oh my god. I fucking started dying laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Oh, that was brilliant. I sure hope that the Wonder Woman movie is good. DC needs a good to great DC Extended Universe film at least once. The early reactions, people have seen it, reviewers have seen it. I follow the guys from Slash Filmcast, which is a great movie podcast if you haven't heard it before. They have seen the film. They can't comment on it. There are some Twitter reactions online, though, that are saying it's really good. It is really, 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 really good. But then again, that's the same reaction we also had for Batman versus Superman, and we saw how that turned out. So we have to really wait and see what is going on. I'm taking the wait and see approach. I'm hoping it's good. I want to go in and see a good movie, but there's also a little piece of me that wants it to be bad, simply because if it is bad, if it's less than 70%, Jess Bragg has to review on his YouTube channel Red Hood and the Outlaws New 52 Volume 1. Oh my god, I want to see that review. If it's higher than 70%, I have to read 90's Codpiece Thor and I have to give it a review. Oh God, that's gonna be painful. I was wondering about Why the Last Man and if it's any good. Why the Last Man is great. It's really great. The main character, Gork, he's kind of a little shit. You're not going to probably like him, but it's still a really great series. It's brilliant. Is Superman still one of the best Rebirth series, or have some books improved / decreased in quality? I think Superman is still one of the best. I think it is. I absolutely think it is. Earth One Wonder Woman or Rebirth? I haven't read Earth One Wonder Woman by Grant Morrison. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's real good. I hope that Wonder Woman is good. DC really needs a hit. They do. I don't go into any of the contrary to what some people would say, I don't go into any of these movies going, man, I sure hope this movie fucking sucks. Who wants to do that? Who realistically, who wants to go in to these movies, to these DC films and go, man, I really hope this movie is terrible so I could bash on it with my friends? Who does that? That doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, I paid my money. I want to see a good movie. I don't pay my money to see a shitty movie. So I hope it's good. And they need a hit. They really do. Oh, I love Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is so good. Sweet Tooth is brilliant. Ugh. So I'm hoping it's a good movie. I want to see it. And I want to see a good Wonder Woman movie. Have I seen Ash versus the Evil Dead and did I like it? No, I haven't, but we have the Stars app now. I'm paying that on a monthly basis. It's like $10. Simply because American Gods. We have the Stars app, and I want to sit down and watch it. I plan to. Best bald actor. That's hard. That's a good way of looking at it, especially now. Carla the Strange. From the way I see it, DC makes awesome comics and Marvel makes awesome movies. It's a good way of looking at it. I could actually get down with that. I agree. I completely agree. Especially in the recent few months where Marvel seems to be slipping and they have no clue what the hell they're doing with their comics. Who knows? Maybe this line-wide legacy thing is just the kick in the ass that they need to get like right back on track to get their shit in line and get it focused, and they can go, okay, we screwed up, we admit it, we fell off the wagon a little bit, but we're gonna bounce back with this. What absolute would you suggest, Sandman or Preacher? Preacher. The absolute Preacher is gorgeous. But like I've always said, Preacher is not for everybody. Preacher is Preacher's offensive as hell. It's offensive. And look, there's all right. I'm not gonna play the high and mighty card because there are tons of atheists out there that they do that shit, and it's really annoying. Um, Even as an atheist, there are still some times where I read Preacher and I go, that that's really offensive. That really kind of hits a nerve with me. Um, yeah, but Preacher is not for everybody. Did I know The Mist is getting a TV series? Yes, I did. Something else we're going to cover today on the news show. DC has the better video games and animated series films also. God, I can't talk. Yes, they do. Hands down. Although it could be argued that their last few animated movies haven't been up to snuff of the other stuff, but they're still great. They're still solid movies. Have I read Warren Ellis's Iron Man Extremis? Yes, I have. Good stuff. I love that OmniDog has a channel. Yes, if you haven't already, please go show Jess Bragg some love. Type in OmniDog's Vault, and you will find his channel. He now has his own YouTube channel, guys. He's doing reviews. He's doing his own thing over there, as well as joining me weekly on the news show that is on Patreon. So he's doing his own thing over there. And stay walk. I'm barely breathing. Man, now I want to watch Get Out. I think I might do that because I've got a lot of editing work to do with Planet Hulk and stuff like that. So I think what I'll do is after I finish here, I'm going to put on Get Out and I'll do some editing work. Ah, Get Out was such a good movie. What do you think about The Dark Knight Returns art? People don't talk about it as much. I don't really have a solid opinion on it. I think it's pretty good. I like it. I do enjoy it. Before this is over, kind of giving some house cleaning stuff. I want to shout out to Rob McLeay at the $10 level at Patreon. He joined last time, as well as Kathy Chester. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining. I'm assuming you're a ma'am with the first name Kathy. Thank you so much for your Patreon donations. They are greatly appreciated, more than you know. So just giving those shout outs and things like that, you guys are awesome. What are my favorite Stephen King books? Are they easy to get into? The Dark Tower series is good. It's easy to get into, although the first book is a bit of a prologue to everything else that you're going to get. Obviously, there's Cujo. There's Firestarter. Firestarter. Yeah, Firestarter's good. Yeah, I recommend you read Firestarter. Firestarter's good. I love Firestarter. Okie doke, guys. So I've got some stuff to do. I've got some work to do and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Guys, thank you so much for your love, for your support, and all that good stuff. So it's greatly appreciated, all of you. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. For all of you out there that are moms or you are single fathers or hell, even dads out there, have a great Mother's Day. Have a great Sunday. Wishing you guys all the best. And as always, there's the Facebook. There's the Twitter. It's found in the description. Those are the best ways to get a hold of me. And if you want to take it a step further, you guys, if everybody in here donated at least $5, I could get right back on track to catching up with reviews and things like that. It would be really appreciated. Patreon is found down below for as little as $1, guys. As little as a cup of, not even, what the fuck is a cup of coffee these days? Like $4? For less than a cup of coffee, you get the Justin Hardcover News Show once a month. I am contemplating about changing how the way Patreon changes, where it's just like, hey, if you want to donate whatever, you get all of it. I'm thinking about going that route, but I'm not certain yet. So as little as $1 a month, you get the Justin Hardcover News Show for once a month. $5 gets you it every week. So check that out, guys. I love y'all. Have a great night. Peace out. Much love. Bye.